Hey there, I'm Anthony with Rugged Refinery. I'm at home today working on a bit of home decor for myself, and I'm going to be using the Autentico Rust in a Jar powders. These powders are part of the Creative Powders range. That when the three colors are used together, they create the effect of oxidized metal. I think it's a great way if you're looking to add a bit of a rustic nature or an industrial nature to your furniture pieces or your small craft projects or your walls. Really the sky is the limit with these, and they're super easy to use. So before I get started, I'll just tell you a little bit more about the powders and where you can find them if you're interested in trying them for yourself. Again, they come in three colors, and you kind of need all three to create the look. So they're available in a dark, which is a brown, the red, and the golden. So you have two options. You can mix these with a translucent base, which is the technique that I'll be using today, or you can push these powders into wet paint and allow them to dry, and it creates the same effect. Totally up to you. For this project today, like I said, I'm going to be using the translucent base to mix these powders into to create a paste, which I'll then put onto my project. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm working on. I have this piece of pine board that I've just sanded and put some Autentico dark brown wax on. And I ordered these metal letters off of Etsy, and they're just gonna say feast. So this will actually hang in our dining room. Kind of a modern industrial farmhouse vibe we've got going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So we're going to start by mixing a little bit of the base, and I've used this a lot, so we're down to the last project out of this can, I think. But the good thing is that it doesn't take a lot. You're going to mix equal parts, so 1 part base, 1 part powder, and you're going to start with the golden color. I'm just eyeballing it here. I'm just going to mix this together. Has decided to join us. All right, so I just have a natural bristled stencil brush, and I'm gonna take the paste. This is the golden color. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush, offload it just a little. I'm just gonna go right in to kind of pouncing this on top of the letter. And I want these to be just as rusted as possible. So I'm not gonna leave any of the bronze paint underneath revealed. All right. So first one done. Gonna set this out of the way. And we're gonna move on to the rest of the letters. I know you may be thinking, this doesn't look anything like rust, but just trust the process. As you kind of continue to work through the colors and the layers, once we get to adding the dark on top of this, this just really comes alive, and you'll see it suddenly looks like rust. And by pouncing the brush, you're actually creating a bit of texture in the paste, which is good because if you think about rust naturally, it has this natural texture where the layers just kind of erode over time. And we start with the golden color because that would be the oldest rust. So we're creating an illusion of rust, and the golden color, once we start mixing everything together, will be kind of left in the background. All right, so just going to quickly rinse out my brush to get it ready for the next color. And so after you get these, you need to let each layer dry or else they'll end up mixing together. So I'm just gonna hit these with my heat gun. All right, so we're ready to move on to our next color. So the next color will be the red. Again, just taking a very small amount of the base product. And then mixing them together. Gonna add just a little bit more in there. All right. So now we're just going to go back over the letters to lay down another layer, but we're gonna leave some of this gold peeking through. So we don't wanna cover it completely, but we're still gonna go in just kind of randomly over the top. All right. Hit these with the heat gun. And you can kind of, they're starting to take shape. They'll really come to life when we add the dark. So again, repeat the same process, just gonna clean out my brush. Now we're going on to the dark, which is our final color, which in the illusion of creating rust would be the newest rust that has formed on a metal object. The more powder that you add to the base, the darker that your paste will be, or the more saturated, I should say, the colored paste will be. And I'm not really following any pattern here, just kind of freely putting this on, but I'm trying not to cover up too much of the layers underneath because we want those colors to still show through in our final look. Once more with the heat gun. All right, so we could absolutely stop here if we wanted to. I would say that that looks nice and rusty. But since I have so much of this powder made up, I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to do another layer. And when you're working with these powders, you can do as many layers as you like, really, until you get your desired look. So again, we're gonna start back with the golden. And I am doing even less this time than I did the first. I'm just watching the shapes because as I'm pouncing, the print that it's making is kind of the circular shape of this brush, and so I'm just trying to soften those edges just to make sure that they don't look like perfect circles. Again, after the golden, we go in with the red. touching even less than we did the last time. Now, if you want to add a little bit of texture to your rust, if you think about rust naturally, it does have some corrosion in it. The Autentico sea salt fizz product, which I have here, is also a great product for adding texture. It's a lot different than, say, I think salt wash is what usually comes to mind when we think texture additives. This actually sea salt fizz, and so when you actually add it to the paint kind of bubbles and fizzes, and as it dries, the bubbles will pop and create these really interesting crater effects. So if you're looking for a paint additive just to add, to your arsenal, just to do something that's a little different in texture, you can absolutely add the sea salt fizz to these rust products as well. The last step, of course, is the dark, and we will be finished. And don't think about this part too much. I think just the more freely that you apply this, the more authentic your rust will end up looking. Move this stuff out of the way, and then we can kind of get a sneak peek of what it's going to look like all together. All right, so this is what the letters look like now that we've applied the Rust Effect products. All right, so I'll let these continue to dry. I'll just protect these with a little, probably dark brown wax, just to kind of deepen up those colors a little bit more. But that's it. So as you can see, these products are very quick and easy to use. I mean, this video has been going on for 19 minutes and my small project is already complete. So if you're interested in trying these products for yourself, I will leave the link above this post. Feel free to check them out. If you have any questions about them, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.